Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Waylon, the indoor farmer, and I got episode 15 here for you. It's just a little episode about kind of what I have planned and what's going on. I don't have a lot of big projects going right now because I'm in the process, like I've said before, of buying a house, and I did find one I liked, and I put a bid down on it, and hopefully that goes through quickly. It is what it is. A lot of times people say it's a very painful, frustrating process, and I'm hoping that that's relatively pain-free. I mean, the house I found, nobody's living in it, so hopefully that works out. It makes it go faster. So once I move, then I plan to ramp everything up and really start to build more projects and things like that. Hello. Wow. Wow. You guys. I almost restarted the show because I had a phone call that was important. As you will see, I'm going to leave that footage in because that was the moment that I was called to be told that they accepted my offer on the house. So that is big news. That's big news, you guys. I was just about to talk about how I, put a bid in, and I like the house and everything, and great. So they've accepted the offer. Got to wait for all the bells and whistles, the inspection, and all that good stuff. But man, that's huge. I mean, it depends on how long it takes to get in there, but that means I could be up and going and working on contraptions and building new systems very soon, hopefully. I mean, let's hope less than a month and a half. That'll be the hope, But hey, back to the show. This is when I just kind of showing you my daily routine of trimming and kind of cutting out anything that's dead or wilting. But now I'm actually going to adjust the light. I know that I've talked about it before, but having this light so far away from the plants was a big issue, and I think that's a big part of why they aren't growing as fast as they should. I mean, on top of that, the repairs I made on the trough to make the water flow more evenly all the way through to the end, that's really going to help out a lot. Getting nutrients all the way down there, because I kept finding some plants were not getting enough nutrients, so moving them around was getting old. Just getting the water to circulate better is a better plan. As you can see, I took all the plants away from the back on the PVC pipe, so there's room to grow there as I get anything that's got a long enough root system that can actually sustain up there. Because right now, if I put anything up there, I have to then feed it, nutrients, and I have to give it its water and everything, because it's not going to reach down in there. So maybe that's a flaw in how big the holes are. Maybe the grow cups or baskets, those little grow baskets, maybe they're supposed to sit all the way down in the water. I really doubt it, but hey, I could see that working. So maybe you can see these two cups here. They're not sticking out that far. I mean, they're not sticking down in there all that far. So that could be one of the issues too. So there's always something to look at and just kind of decide why something's not working so well, and figure out ways to work around or to fix it. And I was pretty nervous about this light because I wanted to tie a slip knot that would be sturdy, but also I can adjust it, but not let the light fall and shatter and into the fish tank and into the grow bed. That would have been a mess, needless to say. Yeah, this light wasn't that great of a light, but it was a really good deal. And if I put the light a lot closer to the plants, it's going to be more effective. And as you'll see after this, I don't think I put it as close as I could have, I guess, but I'm also afraid of putting it too close, so there's a happy medium in there somewhere. I'll go ahead and skip ahead. I figured out after this video that I could zoom out further, so I actually made a little bit better video with a better angle. Yeah, so that's the light now. It's a lot closer. You can see behind me that's a little brighter for the camera because of the angle difference in the light. But hey, you can still see my shining face. But yeah, guys, I am excited. I am stoked. You know, I am happy to get this thing going more and expand my ideas and my system and make multiple systems. Like I've said in the past, like I'd like to make separate systems that are all independent, so that if I make mistakes, if I have problems, I'm not going to destroy everything I have, or if I have to start over in one system or another, it's not going to keep all production from continuing. So I think that's my best way of learning until I get bigger and bigger, and to the point where maybe, yeah, I do have a enormous, 50, 5,000 gallon tank or whatever. Just when I get to the point where it's commercial. I mean, guys, this is a hobby. It's a hobby right now, of course, but I have a lot of commercial aspirations and plans. So moving it to this new house, which has a ton of more space, it's gonna go a long way towards getting me going, at least to where I make my first dollar, then make another dollar. You know, this is a business that I can go from hobby on up and not have to really sink a ton of credit into, like, say, getting a business loan, or buying a bunch of product, or warehouse space to hold product, or manufacturing a product. So it's something I can start and incrementally grow up, and I know I've talked about that before too. So with that being said, I mean, anything I can do with this now is going to just be something I have to then take down when I move. So thinking about the difficulties of what's going to happen when I take this whole system apart. I mean, how do I transport the fish? How do I transport all the vegetables and the plants? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna try to save as much of it as I can. I'm gonna see what I can do. I don't want to just wing it. I'm gonna look into the best way to transport the fish. I don't know if that means put them in a smaller tank and cover it, or something, but we'll see what we can do there. I mean, I know there's way too much water in there for me to try and take that the way it is. That will have to be something I work out soon. Anyway, oh yeah, I gotta start packing. Gotta get boxes. Oh, I got some boxes. Whew. It's gonna be fun and very time consuming, but luckily I don't have a 9-to-5, so hopefully that helps me in the process, and I keep myself going and keep myself focused on the move. That's going to be the difficult part. Yeah, so here's a better angle on the camera. I like this angle a little bit better, zoomed out a little bit. And you can see, like, these ladders, I mean, they can hold more weight. I think I could end up building more stuff off of this eventually, and maybe even upgrade the size of the tank if I find a tank that will still fit underneath this. I mean, there's a few things that I've thought about doing once I move, because once I take this apart, that's when you have the opportunity to rebuild it in a different way, or to adjust it, add on, modify is another way to say it. So that will be one thing I have to think about. is, do I want to modify it right away? I mean, is there any reason to? How would I do it? So that's what I can sort of think about on my, you know, spare time, or when I'm not really thinking. My mind will kind of wander there, or when I'm packing up my stuff here. So that's great. I can't wait to expand upon what I've got going right now. I mean, just to the point where maybe I can start doing like contract grows for any company. I mean, you know, who knows? Flowers. I mean, a grocery store. I mean, you could do. There are ways to do contract grows for specific plants. I mean, but anyway, back to the show here. This little mustard. Trying a little mustard. It's very intense taste. I mean, it's a herbal. You know, like a very strong herbal flavor and tangy. I called it tangy. Tangy. But you wouldn't just eat a bunch of it because it's very strong. I mean, I like mustard on, like, you know, my sandwiches and things, but this is not the same. I'm gonna have to look up some kind of recipes. I'm sure there's something I could do cool with it. But yeah, I like mustard, so I put a bunch of those in there just because. I mean, everything you see me growing is literally just because, just to try this, try that. You know, I'll get more dialed in or more specific, I guess, when I've got a big enough space that I can do that. So that's another reason why I'd like to keep my other smaller systems. I can try things out in the other systems that, you know, won't mess up the big system if I got actual, like, a money crop going on in there. So those are things I have to think about. There's the 10 gallon we're looking at here. I mean, just doing a little maintenance on it. I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, some of the lettuce is regrowing, even though I chopped, you know, like I chopped a clipping off and then I got it regrowing, which is nice, but none of it's actually growing much lettuce. It's all going to seed. I don't know if that's because it can sense the temperature change, even though it's not much different inside. I don't know. Yeah, you see how long they get without growing more leaves at the base? It's very weird. But that's just one kind of lettuce. There's a lot of kinds of lettuce. I'd like to try them all, really. I mean, there's the crazy, like, red lettuces and things like that. Yeah, the other thing about tearing the stuff apart and taking it down is the cleanup and the maintenance. Like, what do I... How far down do I break it down? Like, do I want to wash the clay pebbles? I kind of do, because these ones in here are getting kind of gross on the inside. I don't know if they're mold. It's mold or what. But as you can see, this side, the water, there's actually too much water in the basin here. You could actually just sink your hand down in those clay pebbles. So that side has too much water, and it's kind of a problem. I have things sort of just floating on the top here. My two cannabinoid plants. Maybe I should name them. I got the slowpoke back here. I mean, that I almost threw away because the seed wasn't doing anything, and I went ahead and planted it anyway. And there it goes. I mean, it took a lot longer, as you can see. I mean, they were at the same time. But this one, yeah, this one is like eager. We'll call this one eager. And this one is like slowpoke, maybe? Slowpoke and eager. That's not bad. I'll think about it. We'll think about it. Yeah, so I'm excited to try the basil, but I think the basil gets bigger than that. I'm guessing I could eat it as it is, but we'll see. Yeah, the mustard's getting much bigger, even though it's sort of strung out at the bottom, at the base. I think a lot of that is because of the lighting and the height of the light. Yeah, those two lettuce at the end, they're not doing much. I'm pretty sure that's because of the nutrients, you know, circulation through the grow tray. So yeah, you can see the contrast closer here of eager and slowpoke. Slowpoke still has the seed on its stem. I almost wanted to peel that seed off, and I was afraid of breaking something. Yeah, there you go. Little Miss Eager. She's getting up there. Getting up there. Yeah, there you go. You can see our Mr. Slowpoke starting to come out of its shell there. I think I mismatched the timing on these pictures, but that's okay. You get the gist. Anybody who's interested in this has seen probably a much bigger one anyway. But it's pretty cool. You know, it's my first time doing it. I may not get a great yield. I may not get much out of it. It might just be pretty. But, yeah, it'll be fun to try. Hey, there it is. There's the first. There's Slowpoke there when it was still stuck in its seed. I got another picture here, I think, where you can see it kind of coming into its own. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, kind of starting to peel out of the seed. And now this is what it looks like. The discoloration in the leaves is kind of just concerning, but those are just the little basic leaves that get it going. Little starter leaves, as it were. But anyway, that's the episode. I mean, you know, I want to do more, and I want the show to take off, but unfortunately, I'm sort of in a holding pattern, almost like a, you know, a limbo, as it were. But as soon as I can move and get that going, I mean, of course, that's going to be a long time, you know, packing and unpacking and all that. But that's still exciting for me because I get to move forward with all these plans and get this hobby off the ground into a actual commercial business eventually. So yeah, I appreciate any input, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.